Hello, Misha. Thanks for applying the um, improved GP template. Um, there are several modifications in terms of velocity and goals for treatment. As you can see here, we're keeping these molars stopped, and when you apply the template, the whole process, as far as clean check, comes back a lot faster. I did look at her records, looking at the dynamic smile sort of picture. I like that. I like the also to look at the lower lip relative to the upper incisal edge at sort of at a mild grin or smile there. That gives me a good indication of how much I should or should not plan in terms of intrusion of the upper incisors, which here we had a pretty significant amount. And also a lot of IPR on the upper, but given that these are all pretty much some sort of veneers or crowns, I wanted to eliminate that and leave it for the second set of aligners if we need to. We ended up with 31 on the first set, and after the adjustments, I decreased a lot the intrusion and the correction of this torque, where there is still some correction, but the upper incisors are pretty upright, and the more you torque them, the more the overjet increases. And then so you kind of have this round tripping where it goes out and then retracts. So I felt like I could save uh, some some time there. Here is our current version, which I think is good to approve. You have 24 active aligners. You'll see that the upper incisors, they kind of flare. They don't round trip. They don't go out and back. Looking at the upper incisors. There is some torque built in, which I don't expect to see fully expressed like you see here, but enough to get a little bit of a perception of arch form correction, rounding out. Um, when we put in the leading movements, you'll see that this lateral has a good bit there, and I can see, the torque sort of expressing on that tooth. Um, and for the lower arch, there's really not a whole lot. So when I look at that right there, I see as an opportunity maybe for some further improvement, which I'll do in a minute. But as far as the lower arch, we're good here. There's a little bit of overcorrection of these transitions and rotations on the lower arch. So let's take a look at that lateral real quick. See if I apply some 3D controls here on that lateral, if I can get other teeth to show up as leading movements. And that sort of tells us that we're getting closer to the minimum number of aligners in there. Um, so this here has a good bit of 13 degrees. This one has only 7.5. And the root of this lateral is going lingually a lot. The root is going lingually a lot, so we can decrease that. That doesn't affect too much your emergence profile there. And I can bring the crown back a little bit. That's a lot less root movement. Um, can probably get away with, try to get down to about 5 degrees. That's a number that I like right there. Let's look at our leading movements again. And now we have a lower incisor, which I kind of expected. I would like to see more leading movements on the lower, given that we have a lot of crowding on the lower. And this here is angulation, meaning the root is going mesial. I can see here angulation 11 degrees. And that's going to be happening primarily through the exposure of the proximal surface there. And that's why there's really no need for attachments here at this point. I don't expect 100% tracking, but um, we should uh, we should see a significant improvement. If we want to decrease a little bit there. And now I'm looking here at this lateral to see, yeah, it's a distal root movement there. that's flagging this as a leading movement. So I'm going to take some of that distal root movement out, and you see that flag disappears. It's not my goal to eliminate flags. There will always be a flag, but it's my goal to look at the flags relative to the types of movement and see if I can decrease some to improve predictability, not just for the sake of decreasing the number of aligners, but here now, but sorry, sake for decreasing the number of aligners, that's helpful, but also decreasing the unnecessary, unpredictable movements. Now we're looking at flags at teeth that are significantly crowded. I like that. Now this is telling me, okay, now our velocity is targeted, is dictated by the major goals of treatment. That's basically what this means. So let's live update this and see how it comes back. So from treatment plan 2, after the live update, we had like 24 active aligners, and we are now, let's see, treatment plan 3. Yeah, decreased about 4 aligners. I think the velocity still with my template is decreased a little bit, and I think that for this amount of crowding, almost 6 months is very, very reasonable, very biologically compatible. And so I like this 20, focusing velocity on where we're really targeting, just the torque and all that. Um, these are crowns or veneers, and I know that these attachments may not bond well there. So I think I'm going to run one more. I'm going to run one more and remove all these attachments on the upper. I think these are doable movements by and large without attachments. Let's take care of that now. Just to follow up with the thought process, why are these movements reasonable without attachments? Because we decreased a lot of them, and these crowns are there's a pretty long, natural retention, good embrasures, and the width to height is adequate for us to get a lot of movement with the aligner only. There's a lot of coverage here, but I'm going to leave the premolars just to enhance a little bit of retention, and I really would like to have the lower attachments. So, with all that being said, I'm going to run this one more time through the live update. See how it goes. Be right back. Okay, so I think we're all good now. Still 20, no attachments on your crowns, good movements, ready to approve. Sorry for the long video. Hope explains a little bit of the process. Take care. Bye.